So if you watch my video enough, you'll know that I have superstitions about various numbers. In Chinese, 4 is a very unlucky number because the word for 4 sounds like the word for death. And ever since the pandemic, 6 has kind of become a lonely number because of the association with social distancing, right? So for example, if I get on a train or a bus or an airplane and I get a seat in row 6, it's going to be a really lonely trip, right? It has that connotation to it. Although I had a good time during the pandemic when I was living in Phoenix and Wallace, Idaho, right? I didn't get as much prejudice when people didn't see me face to face as much. But I want to talk about some other superstitions that I have. So every time we have a holiday, right, I like to turn up the stereo really loudly, especially on Memorial Day, because of an experience I had. I was 17 years old, and one Memorial Day, my family was away. I had social anxiety, so I really didn't go with my family. I stayed home. And to help pass the time, I turned the stereo up really loudly, much more loudly than my parents would ever dream of allowing me to turn up the stereo. And I had a really good luck that summer. I was talking to a girl. I was going to college part-time, and I got to know a girl, and didn't go very far with her, but it was the first time I really opened up to a girl at the college campus, right? I was very young. When I started going to college part-time, and the girls there were just kind of off limits, right? Until that, right after that Memorial Day. And so ever since then, every holiday, I want to turn up the stereo as loud as I can, because it gave me such good luck that time. Now, do I think the loud music contributed to me meeting a girl? Maybe not, but if I don't turn up the stereo really loudly and I don't meet a girl, I'll always wonder what would have happened had I just turned up the stereo, right? Especially something as simple as turning up a stereo, right? It's not like it's a hard task to do, right? It's an easy way to head off any regret, right? I turn up the stereo. If I don't meet the girl, I'll always blame something else, right? But if I don't turn on the stereo, there's always that, what if I had just turned up the stereo on 4th of July, during the New Year, or whatever the holiday happened to be, right? So every major holiday, I now make it a tradition to turn up the stereo really, really loudly. And not just holidays, but other important days. So June 4th was Alicia Janazi's birthday. She's the winner of Polish Idol 1. And I made sure to turn up her songs as loudly as I could turn it up in the car. Just so I would have good luck meeting somebody just like her, right? And I did. I ended up meeting a Ukrainian refugee, and I gained some experiences there, so that's good. When I first got accepted to Rochester Institute of Technology, where I worked on my PhD, my family was in Pittsburgh. I made the drive up to Rochester. It's like a 5-hour drive away. And I was celebrating. I had gotten a 24-pack of non-alcoholic beer, and I drank it the whole trip there. By the time I got to the campus, because I was spending the night driving there and kind of sightseeing, I love stargazing, and I didn't have as good a camera as I do nowadays, but I got to stargaze a little bit and just see the night scenery. By the time I got to the campus in the morning, I couldn't wait to go to the bathroom, because I had drank 24 non-alcoholic beers, several gallons basically. And when I got to the urinal, I was in such a rush that I urinated on the floor. And I ended up graduating with my PhD. And so now I make it a tradition. Every time I go to a new job, the first day of work, I always go with a full bladder. I don't necessarily urinate on the floor anymore, but in a rush, oh my God, where's the bathroom? And rush into the bathroom. Every time I start a new job, I do that nowadays, because I had such a good fortune when I was working on my PhD. I mean, I had so many unfortunate events that I could have been kicked out of the PhD program, and none of that happened, so I feel very fortunate in that regard. Now, during my time working on my PhD, one time I was really stuck on my research, and I happened to go outside, and I see 4 buses of the same number in a row. Now, around the same time, online poker was all the rage. I had a friend who lost a fortune playing poker online, and everybody was talking about it. I had a friend who actually scammed the online casino. He discovered that online gambling was kind of borderline illegal. So what he would do is he would take a credit card and max it out making a bet on the online casino. And if he won, he would just cash out. If he lost, he would call his credit card company. I never did anything like that on online casino. And the online casino couldn't fight back. And he ran off with $20,000 or $30,000 before anybody knew what he had done, and got the entire city of Rochester banned from online gambling. So one day, as I go outside to ponder on what to do with my research, I see 4 buses of the same number just drive right by. I think it was number 24. And I thought, well, that's 4 of a kind. That's going to be lucky. And later that night, I made a big discovery. That became one of the chapters of my PhD thesis. So now every time I see 4 of the same thing, or 5, or even more, I feel like that's a lucky charm, right? That's the day that I need to have a meeting with my boss. Like, if I drive out on the road, there's a traffic jam, I see 6 red cars in a row. Oh my god, I need to schedule that performance review with my boss immediately, right? Now, earlier this year, I had a bully boss. I talked extensively on this video, and one day he had called me to take a 1 or 2 hour shift. I normally take 3-4 hour shifts, and it's a good commute to the tutoring center where I'm working, and to take it for an hour and a half, it just doesn't make any sense. Especially earlier in the spring when gas was $6 a gallon. And at the same time, I wanted to seem like a hard worker. You gotta remember, back then we didn't have at-home COVID tests. So I was thinking about what to do. I was sitting in my car, actually. I reclined the seat all the way and put my head back to kind of distort my voice. And I told him, oh, well, I should probably go take a COVID-19 test. I should probably go to the drive-in testing center. And he said, never mind then. And so he had another solution. He didn't need to call me in for an hour and a half, where it would cost me more in gasoline than what I would make over there. So I kind of played with him and said, maybe I should get a COVID-19 test. Well, the thing is, the following week I actually got COVID-19. And it makes me wonder, next time, I mean, this is kind of harmless, right? I recovered from COVID-19. But a lot of people lie about deaths in the family or other things. Now, I wonder what it would feel like to lie and say that your grandmother passed away, and then a week later it actually happens, right? So I'll have to be more careful about what I lie about, right? I mean, it's probably not going to cause your grandmother to pass away, but it could happen coincidentally, and you'll be left wondering about the connection between the two, right? Anyways, I'm not necessarily superstitious, but I do like to minimize any sort of regret, right? So turning up the music on Memorial Day, so that if things didn't go right, I wouldn't regret it. Going first day of work, going straight to the bathrooms, right? And scheduling meetings when I have a good poker hand when I see on the road. And maybe I need to be a little bit more careful about what I lie about at work, right?